at the heart of it, I don't really see AI as an intelligence, right? Because I think I actually see it as a manifestation of the sort of collective human consciousness, in the sense that AI is really just taking a lot of human data and finding, threads and connections between it. But in a sense, it's really a manifestation. And so the way I think about a lot of the modern technologies, not all of them, but a lot of the modern technologies, is less like an independent intelligence and more like a manifestation of what's always been between us, right? And therefore, I see it more like a journey from the individual genius of the 16th or 17th century, to the it takes 5 people to change the world of the earlier the 19th, 20th century. It's a way of making those human teams bigger. And the way I feel about it is it's really just, in some sense, expanding the team that you carry with you, the human team that you carry with you when you do a piece of work. And so in its ideal case, it's a little bit like a leader who's just part of a really great team, and growing that. And a lot of the skills, I think, are leadership skills, being curious, asking super great questions. A lot of leaders these days are thinking more about the questions they ask than the direction they give. Curiosity has become a really key leadership skill. Being focused about what sort of results are meaningful and what sort of results aren't so meaningful. And then, pushing through and really understanding when you need to be different, when you need to be a bit brave and pushing on. I think of some of those as the real kind of key skills. And so I feel like it's a lot more like leading a team. And therefore, there's a lot of scope for the human to be even more important. That curiosity, that desire of what the right outcome or the desired outcome could be remains super important. But I think over time, I'm actually pretty optimistic that we will see imagination, curiosity, creativity, really unleashed even more. And we'll see more and more people being able to create things that they never thought they could create. And when you personally make something you didn't realize you could make, that's a real formative moment for every individual.
I didn't publish it, but it is just this form of creation and what you can do. All of a sudden, you become a creator. Maybe not the perfect one, but it gives you the sense of wow, I can do it now. Yeah, this is like magic. Yeah,
and the great thing about a lot of these modern technologies is they're closing that gap, so you can manifest your imagination.